established that quorum. Senator Leno, you're here on item 9, SB 703. You may begin.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and committee members. This bill deals with equal benefits in state contracting for transgender employees, and what it really does is it merely leverages the state's power, its market power in public contracting. We already have laws on our books that prohibit any discrimination based on gender identity in the way we do our business here. But there are other states that do not have the same protections, and what this bill will do is prohibit any state agency from entering into a contract in the amount of $100,000 or more with a contractor who discriminates in the provision of benefits based on an employee's gender identity. And this will do a number of things. Number one, it will level the playing field. So for our own contractors within the state of California who by our own laws cannot discriminate, it will level the playing field for any competition they may have in obtaining a state contract with a contractor from out of state who does not have to abide by any similar law in that other state. So it levels the playing field for our state contractors. It also will potentially lower costs to the state of California, because when employers do not provide these kinds of benefits, oftentimes health benefits, it's the state's taxpayers that have to pick up the difference. So it will also benefit the state general fund. And then additionally, it's the right and humane thing to do. Why should we be discriminating against anyone merely because of who that person is? And so with that, I would ask for your aye vote.
Okay, very good. You have witnesses. Are these witnesses, or this is your staff?
Yes.
Please.
Good morning, Chairman Hall, members of the committee. My name is Jeff Coors, and I'm the Government Policy Director for the National Center for Lesbian Rights, and we are one of the co-sponsors of Senator Leno's SB 703. As Senator Leno said, California law already provides strong equal benefits laws for domestic partners and people in same-sex versus opposite-sex marriages, and this would add transgender employees to that existing law under the same terms. Currently, California already requires all businesses, as Senator Leno spoke to, and all insurance plans to provide equal benefits to transgender people covered under those plans. That, of course, doesn't apply to a small handful of self-insured companies in California and to out-of-state companies. This will level the playing field, which will be good for California businesses. And that's one of the reasons we support it. The other is that as a legal organization that often represents employees in discrimination cases, what we found with the current equal benefits law is when someone comes to us that they're not getting equal benefits and we're looking at trying to resolve it or possible litigation, there is no easy way to ascertain if the company's a state contractor. So right now, companies self-enforce. They have to state that they're in compliance with the equal benefits law in order to get a government contract. Many other jurisdictions have a whole bunch of requirements, sending in insurance forms to prove that the company's in compliance. California chose not to do that. So what this bill does is it will ensure that the public has access on a website to who government contractors are, and that there's a simple form to alert the state if a company's possibly not in compliance. Right now, the only way to find out is actually to file a lawsuit. So this will be a much more cost-effective way to find out if a company's not in compliance. So those new parts of this law we think will really help ensure enforcement, ensure companies are in compliance, and do it in the most cost-effective way. And we urge your aye vote.
Very good. Thank you for your testimony.
Good morning, Chairman Hall and members of the committee. My name is Sasha Bookert, and I'm a staff attorney at Transgender Law Center. And we're pleased to co-sponsor SB 703, the California Equal Benefits Bill. Without the equal provision of benefits for transgender workers, specifically health care benefits, transgender employees often have to pay for their health care treatments out of pocket, which can be extremely challenging and when folks have to delay treatment for their medical needs, as the American Medical Association has pointed out, it can often lead to debilitating depression and psychological distress. And along with that distress and delaying treatment, often folks end up emptying out their retirement savings to obtain the health care that they need, and that causes a lot of harm for them as well. It's also harmful for the employer, when, as HR professionals and managers can probably testify that, when employees aren't able to bring their full selves to work and be productive, it hurts the bottom line for the company as well. On the other hand, when employees are able to access equal benefits, specifically health care, they're much more productive and are able to bring their full authentic selves to the workplace. The last point I'll just make is around, it's not the reason that there should be equal provision of benefits, but it's the issue of cost. On the issue of cost, there's no jurisdiction, employer or insurance company that's seen significant cost around providing equal benefits for transgender employees. In 2012, the California Department of Insurance did a cost analysis in pushing and promulgating the regulation prohibiting discrimination in healthcare benefits, and found the cost to be immaterial for the cost for healthcare. So it's not a cost; it's a small fiscal impact for transgender workers, for companies to provide equal benefits, but it's a huge impact for transgender workers. So with that, I would urge your aye vote. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your testimony.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman and members. Alice Kessler, I'm here representing Equality California. We're the third co-sponsor of the bill, in very strong support, and would just like to thank the committee staff for great analysis as well. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Is there any other folks wishing to speak in support?
Becca Kramer, ACLU of California, in strong support.
Thank you. Any others in support? Okay, any in opposition? Testimony in opposition. Any comments, concerns, unreadiness from the members? Let's establish a quorum, and then we'll please call the roll.
Hall.
Present.
Hall present. Berryhill. Berryhill present. Block. Block present. Gaines. Galgiani. Hernandez. Hernandez present. Hill. Hill present. Hueso. Lara. McGuire. Vidak. Vidak present.
All right, there's a motion. It's recommended to pass. Please call the roll.
Motion is due pass and re-refer to the Judiciary Committee. Hall.
Aye.
Hall aye. Berryhill. No. Berryhill no. Block. Aye. Block aye. Gaines. Galgiani. Hernandez. Hernandez aye. Hill. Aye. Hill aye. Hueso. Lara. McGuire. Vidak. Vidak no. 4 to 2 needs 6.
Okay, we have 4 ayes. We need 2 more. We'll keep the roll open for the absent members.
Thank you very much,
Okay,
Mr. Chairman.
thank
committee
you.
members.
Thank you, Senator. All right, we will now call on Senator Wolk. Good morning, Senator. Item 4, SB 462, item 4. Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, Senator, this enjoys a due pass recommendation from the chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Very briefly, 462 will add the Green Music Center on the Sonoma State campus to the list of facilities in existing law that are allowed to sell advertising space, et cetera, and allow them to accept donated beer and wine and recognize those entities that make the donations, provided that a temporary license has been issued by the Beverage Commission. 462 will enable the Green Music Center to increase its sponsorships and improve fundraising, 2 critical components. I have with me Andrew Martinez on behalf of the California State University System, and Neil Markley and Lauren Shareth from Sonoma State to testify in support of the bill. I ask for your aye vote.
Thank you so much. You may begin.
Andrew Martinez, California State University System. We are the sponsor of the bill, and along with Sonoma State, we're here to answer any questions you might have.
Thank you.
Chairman Hall, my name is Larry Schlereth. I'm the Chief Financial Officer of Sonoma State University, and I'm also privileged to serve as the Co-Executive Director of the Green Music Center. The Green Music Center is an amazing performing arts facility on the campus of Sonoma State University that's in its 3rd season. We're announcing our 4th season today, and we primarily present serious classical music to the people of the North Bay and throughout California. One of the things that we've discovered in our 3 seasons that putting classical music before the public is an expensive proposition and doesn't generate, it's not sustainable by ticket sales alone. So we need to rely on our budget, about 50% of our budget, from philanthropy, and corporate sponsorships are an important part. And given where we live and work in the California wine country, there are many breweries and wineries that are anxious to support us, but current law prohibits that. And this particular piece of legislation would allow us to work with our colleagues in the wine and beer business to help underwrite our concerts. And with that, I would respectfully ask for your support.
Thank you. Next.
Good morning, Richard Idell. I am a member of the Board of Advisors of Weil Hall at the Green Music Center. This board is an ad hoc board of approximately 40 prominent community leaders in the Sonoma area who lend financial support and also advice and consult to the Green Music Center and the operation of Weil Hall. We've built an amazing facility that is very similar to Tanglewood, Berkshires. We have an incredible repertoire of artists, but having served as president of the board of the Mill Valley Film Festival and as a member of the board of the Bill Graham Foundation in San Francisco, I can tell you that you cannot run a performing arts center off of ticket sales. And because of the unique situation at Sonoma State, it's important that, and the fact that we're surrounded by wineries and craft beer manufacturers and larger companies that want to do sponsorship, it's important that we get this bill so we'll be able to meet our budget. And I'm happy to answer any questions of a technical nature that you may have.
Okay, very good. Any other witnesses in support? Please come forward.
Mr. Chair, members of the committee, Margot Parks on behalf of Family Winemakers of California, also in support of the bill, and encourage your aye vote.
Very good, thank you. Any others in support? Any witnesses in opposition? Please come forward. Any comments from the members? Senators?
Mr. Chairman. Yeah, I'm going to be supporting this bill as we do many times with similar bills. My only suggestion, Senator, is why don't we expand the scope and just add everybody into this thing so we don't have to go and do this time and time again every year. We'll toast to that.
I'll look at the chair for that.
Thank you, Senator. All right. You may close, Senator.
I would like to ask your aye vote on this bill about the Sonoma State Green Music Center. Thank you.
Very good. All right, is there a motion? So moved. It's been moved by the Vice Chair. Please call the roll.
Motion is due pass and re-refer to appropriations. Hall.
Aye.
Hall, aye. Berryhill. Aye. Berryhill, aye. Block. Block, aye. Gaines. Galgiani. Hernandez. Hill. Aye. Hill, aye. Waso. Lara. McGuire. Vidak. Aye. Vidak, aye.
All right, it's 5-0. We'll keep it open for the absent members.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Senator.
Thank you. Thank you.
Nobody else on the signing list. We do have consent if you want to.
All right, we'll take up the consent, item 2 and item 10. Is there a motion? It's been moved. Please call the roll.
Hall.
Aye.
Hall, aye. Berryhill. Berryhill, aye. Block. Aye. Block, aye. Gaines. Galgiani. Hernandez. Hill. Hill, aye. Waso. Lara. McGuire. Vidak. Aye. Vidak, aye.
Okay, needs 5. We had 5, we need 6. We'll keep that open. Mr. McGuire, welcome to committee.